October 10th, 1926. World Series Game 7. Ninth inning. Yankees losing 3-2. 2 outs. Babe Ruth standing on first base. Bob Meusel at the plate. Powerful hitter. Built for this moment. What Ruth needs to do is simple. Stay there. Wait. Trust Meusel. But Ruth does not do that, because Babe Ruth was not built to wait. So Ruth runs. Tries to steal second. Gets thrown out. World Series ends. Yankees lose the championship. And for the next 24 hours, every newspaper asks the same question. What was Babe Ruth thinking? This is the story of the day Babe Ruth made the biggest mistake of his career, and how he made sure nobody would ever remember it. Yankee Stadium. October 10th, 1926. Cold, gray. World Series. Game 7. Yankees versus Cardinals. Series tied 3-3. Winner takes everything. 40,000 fans packed in. Cardinals winning 3-2 since the fourth inning. Their pitcher Grover Cleveland Alexander on the mound, 39 years old, pitched complete game yesterday. Should be exhausted, but shutting down Yankees since the 7th, 2 innings, no runs, now the 9th, last chance. First batter grounds out, 1 out. Second batter strikes out, 2 outs. Then Babe Ruth steps to the plate. The crowd erupts. This is it. 2 outs, down 1. Perfect scenario for Ruth to be a hero. Alexander faces Ruth, studies him. Ruth has faced Alexander before, knows his pitches, knows his tactics. Alexander is crafty, smart, does not throw hard anymore, just throws accurately, changes speeds, hits corners, first pitch outside, ball. Ruth does not swing, just watches. Second pitch down the middle, fastball. Ruth swings, contact, foul. Strike 1, count 1-1. Third pitch curveball low and away. Ruth lays off. Good discipline. Ball, count 2-1. Hitters count. Ruth looking for something to drive. Maybe over fence. Tie the game. Fourth pitch outside corner. Close. Could be strike. Could be ball. Umpire calls it. Ball 3. Count 3-1. Crowd on feet. Alexander has to throw strike. Cannot walk Ruth. Cannot put winning run on. Has to challenge. And Ruth knows it. Ruth is waiting. Ready. Fifth pitch. Fastball middle in. Right where Ruth likes it. Ruth swings. Contact, but not solid. Not the clean connection Ruth wanted. Line drive right field. Not deep. The fielder running, tracking, gets under it, catches it. 3 outs. Wait. No. The ball dropped. Fielder trapped it. Did not catch cleanly. Ruth is running. First base. Safe. Winning run on first. Bob Meusel steps to the plate. Bob Meusel, 6'3", 200 pounds, batted .337 this season. 120 RBIs, dangerous hitter. Exactly who you want up. 2 outs, runner on first, down 1. Meusel can tie with a double, win with a homer. Ruth takes his lead off first. 5 feet, 6, testing. Alexander throws to first. Ruth dives back, safe. Ruth takes his lead again. Bigger, 7 feet, 8. The first baseman playing back. Not worried about the steal. Why would Ruth steal? 2 outs, Meusel at bat. A single scores Ruth from first. No reason to run. First pitch to Meusel, curveball outside, ball. Second pitch fastball high, ball 2. Count 2-0. Meusel ahead. Ruth taking bigger leads. 9 feet, 10. The catcher notices, signals pitch out. Third pitch way outside. Ruth not running, just testing. Count 3-0 to Meusel. Fourth pitch down the middle. Strike. Meusel watching. Count 3-1. Fifth pitch. Fastball. Foul ball. Count 3-2. Full count. Alexander winds up, and Ruth runs. Suddenly, sprinting toward second. Full speed. The pitch arrives. Meusel swings. Foul ball. But it does not matter. The catcher already throwing to second. Perfect throw. Second baseman, Hornsby catches it. Sweeps tag. Ruth slides. Late. Out. 3 outs. Game over. World Series over. Cardinals win. The stadium goes silent. Completely silent. 40,000 people in shock. What just happened? Did Babe Ruth just end the World Series? With 2 outs, Bob Meusel at bat, on a full count, the Cardinals celebrate, jumping, hugging, champions, the Yankees frozen, staring. Ruth stands up from his slide, dusts off, walks toward dugout, head down, face blank, no expression. Teammates do not look at him, do not speak, just watch him walk by. Into the tunnel, gone. The locker room is silent, 25 men saying nothing. Manager Miller Huggins stands, opens his mouth, closes it, nothing comes out, shakes his head, walks into his office, closes the door. Ruth sits at his locker, still in uniform, has not moved, has not undressed, has not spoken, just sitting. Lou Gehrig next to him wants to say something. But what? Gehrig says nothing. Players file out one by one, until only Ruth remains, alone. Outside reporters are gathering, hundreds, every newspaper, waiting for Ruth. They need a quote, an explanation. Ruth finally stands, gets dressed, walks to the door. The reporters surge. "Mr. Ruth? Why did you run?" Ruth keeps walking. "Do you regret it?" Ruth says nothing. "What do you want to say to fans?" Ruth stops, turns. "I have nothing to say." He leaves, gets in his car, drives home. And for 24 hours, Babe Ruth does not speak to anyone, does not answer his phone, does not read newspapers, does not leave his house, just sits in silence. While America explodes, the newspapers are brutal. Every major newspaper front page, not sports page, front page. Babe Ruth costs Yankees championship. Ruth's blunder ends series. The New York Times editorial, Mr. Ruth's decision defies logic. With 2 outs and a powerful hitter batting, you do not run. Mr. Ruth's ego cost the Yankees a championship. New York Daily News, Ruth chokes. Headline across entire front page. Below it, photo of Ruth tagged out. The article, Babe. Ruth proved being the greatest home run hitter does not make you the smartest player. His selfish attempt to steal was the worst decision in World Series history. Even Cardinals fans confused. One saint. Lewis, paper. We won, but we still cannot understand why Ruth ran. It made no sense. Analysts dissect endlessly. Radio shows, newspaper columns. Everyone has opinions. Some defend Ruth. Maybe he saw something. Maybe he thought he could rattle Alexander. But most cannot find logic. There was no reason to run. None. Meusel was hitting well. Even successful steal barely improves chances. But getting caught ends everything. Yankees fans devastated. Some angry, cursing Ruth. Others confused. A few defend him. Everyone makes mistakes. Ruth is human. But the dominant narrative is clear. Babe Ruth cost the Yankees a championship with the worst base-running decision in baseball history. October 12th, 1926. 2 days later. Ruth speaks, not to reporters, to teammates. Season-ending meeting, mandatory. Every player must attend. Ruth arrives early. First one there, sits front row, waits. As players enter, they glance. Some nod acknowledgement. Some avoid eyes entirely. Some sit far away. The distance between them and Ruth, physical, measurable. When everyone assembled, Manager Huggins stands. Addresses team. Gentlemen, we had a great season. 91 wins, pennant, World Series, be proud. But we came up short, did not win championship. And that hurts. He pauses, looks directly at Ruth. Some are angry about how it ended, want to point fingers, assign blame. I am telling you right now, do not. We win as a team, lose as a team. What happened in Game 7 is over, done. We move forward. Ruth stands. Huggins looks surprised. Ruth never speaks in meetings, rarely says anything in group settings. But Ruth is standing now, looking at his teammates, his expression steady, determined. I need to say something. Room goes completely quiet. I made a mistake. His voice calm. No waver, no emotion. Biggest mistake of my career. I cost us a championship. I know that. You know that. America knows that. I cannot change it, cannot take it back. All I can do is make sure it never happens again. He pauses, looks around room, meets every player's eye, one by one. I will spend every day of off-season working, training, preparing my body and mind. And next season, I will give you everything. Everything I have. I will hit more home runs than anyone ever has. I will drive in more runs, win more games, and I will bring us a championship. That is my promise to you. Not words, actions. Watch what I do. Ruth sits. Room stays quiet for a long moment, processing. Then Lou Gehrig starts clapping. Slow, steady, deliberate. One by one, others join. Not everyone. Some sit silent, arms crossed, still angry, still hurt, still cannot forgive. But enough players clap that room fills with sound. Huggins nods, satisfied, dismisses meeting. As players file out, several approach. Ruth, shake hands, pat shoulder, no words needed. Message clear, we are with you, we believe you, show us. Ruth goes home, changes clothes, goes to gym, starts training that very day, October 12th. 4 months before spring training, Ruth begins preparing for 1927, winter 1926 to 1927. Ruth trains like never before, every day, no exceptions. Running, lifting, batting practice, hires trainer, works with nutritionist, changes diet, cuts back drinking, more sleep, treats body like an athlete, loses 15 pounds, body becomes leaner, faster, stronger, friends notice. This is not the same Babe Ruth. This is someone different, focused, driven, someone with something to prove. Before we continue with Ruth's comeback, do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button if this story has you hooked. Drop a like if you respect Ruth's response to failure. Now, drop a comment. Where are you watching from? And have you ever made a huge mistake everyone saw? How did you recover? Let us know. February 1927. Spring training begins. Ruth arrives St. Petersburg, Florida 2 weeks early, before any other player, wants extra time, extra work. When team arrives, they find Ruth already mid-season form, sharp, dialed in. Manager Huggins watches, notices intensity, focus, dedication, pulls Ruth aside. Babe, whatever you are doing, keep doing it. You look better than ever. I am not the same player, Ruth says. This year is different. How? Last year I played for myself. For home runs, for fame. This year I am playing for redemption. Season begins. April 12th, 1927. Opening day. Ruth, first at bat, first pitch, middle in. Ruth swings, the sound different, louder, ball rockets to right, over fence, home run, crowd explodes. Ruth circles bases. No showboating, just running. Business, game 2, another homer, game 3, another, game 4, another. By end of April, Ruth has 8 home runs. Most prolific start ever. May, 12 more, 20 total. June, 15 more, 35. July, 9 more, 44. The world watching in awe. Ruth on pace to shatter his own record, 59 from 1921. But it is not just home runs. Ruth playing differently, smarter, more disciplined, better base running, better defense, better team play, trusting teammates, working within system, being professional. And Yankees dominating. By August 15 game lead, pennant inevitable. Only question is how many home runs Ruth finishes with. September 6th, 50th home run. Ties own record, September 11th. 51. New record, September 13th. 52. September 16th. 53. Numbers keep climbing. Press going insane. Crowds pack stadiums everywhere, not just to see Yankees win, to see Ruth make history. September 30th. Final day. Ruth has 59, one short of 60. Yankees versus Senators. 8th inning, Ruth at plate. Pitcher Tom Zachary, count 2-2. Zachary throws, fastball belt high. Ruth swings, contact. Ball launches right field, deep. Keeps carrying, clears fence, home run, number 60. Crowd erupts. Ruth circles bases one final time. Season over, mission accomplished. October 1927, World Series, Yankees versus Pittsburgh Pirates. Yankees overwhelming favorites, greatest team ever assembled. Ruth, Gehrig, Lazary, Combs, Murderers Row, swept American League, won 110 games, most dominant season ever. Pirates do not stand a chance. Game 1, Yankees win 5-4. Ruth homers. Game 2, Yankees win 6-2. Ruth homers again. Game 3, Yankees win 8-1. Gehrig homers. Game 4, Yankees win 4-3. Series sweep. Complete domination. Yankees are champions. Ruth on field, celebrating. Champagne, confetti, pure joy. Reporters surround him. Mr. Ruth, you just won the World Series, hit 60 home runs, greatest season in history. How do you feel? Ruth smiles. Small, private, meaningful. I feel like I did what I promised. Last year I made a mistake. This year I fixed it. That is all. Do you think about Game 7 last year? The stolen base? Ruth's smile fades. Not anymore. Nobody does? And that is the point. He walks away, joins teammates, celebrates the championship he promised, the redemption he earned. Years later, historians debate greatest single season. Many choose 1927, Babe Ruth. 60 home runs. 164 RB is. 356 average. World Series championship. The numbers staggering. But some point to something else. The context, the motivation. Ruth did not have his greatest season in a vacuum. He had it after his worst moment, after the most humiliating mistake, after being blamed for losing a championship. That makes 1927 different, more than statistics. A statement, a response, a redemption. When asked about the 1926 caught stealing, Ruth always gave same answer. I made a mistake. I learned from it. I moved on. Simple, direct, no excuses. But people who knew Ruth well knew there was more. Knew the mistake haunted him, drove him, changed him. Lou Gehrig once said, that play in 1926 did something to Babe. It hurt him more than anything. Not because of criticism. Babe never cared what people said. But because he let his teammates down. That killed him. So, he spent a year making it right. And when he was done, nobody could say anything. What he did in 1927 was perfect. The truth about the 1926 caught stealing is this. It was the worst decision Babe Ruth ever made. Indefensible, inexplicable, a mistake that cost his team everything. But it was also the catalyst for the greatest season in baseball history. Because Babe Ruth did not accept failure, did not live with regret, did not let one moment define his career. He responded, not with words, with action, with 60 home runs, with a championship. With a season so perfect the mistake became irrelevant. That is the real lesson. Not that Ruth made a mistake. Everyone makes mistakes. But that he refused to let the mistake be the end of the story. He made it the beginning. The spark that ignited the greatest season baseball has ever seen. October 10th, 1926. Babe Ruth got caught stealing, lost the World Series, faced harshest criticism of his career. Then he went to work, trained harder than ever, played smarter than ever, hit 60 home runs, won a championship. And when it was over, nobody remembered the mistake. They only remembered the redemption. That is Babe Ruth. Not perfect, not flawless, but relentless, unstoppable. A man who turned his greatest failure into his greatest triumph, who answered criticism with performance, who proved that how you respond to failure matters more than the failure itself. The mistake happened, the redemption happened, and in the end, only one survived in memory, the redemption. Because Babe Ruth made sure of it.